this video, I'm going to do a shootout between the Yamaha Tenere 700 and the KTM 890 Adventure, so you can figure out what adventure bike suits you and which bike will make you happy long term. The last thing you need is regret your decision and be unhappy and suffer any financial losses by selling a bike shortly after you get it that you don't like. I am SFR, and I've owned several adventure motorcycles, including the GSA 1200, the GSA 1150, and multiple sports bikes, including a Ninja ZX 10R. If you are new here, click on subscribe and access my past and future videos. This shootout today is like comparing a boxing match title fight, like Ali versus Foreman, or a martial arts fight between Bruce Lee and Chuck or Norris. At the end of the video, I will identify who is Ali and who is Foreman. I also have bonus content at the end, so stay tuned and watch it all. Now let's get started. The KTM 890 Adventure is one exotic premium motorcycle from Austria. Its motto is "Born to Race," and it flashes out in orange, "I am born and bred from the racetrack." It's a high-revving, crazy performance motorcycle that wants to go full speed and ride crazy. The KTM 890 Adventure has crazy racing genes. It also has TFT display, all the high-tech gadgets for its expensive price, and it's also very exotic. It has more horsepower than the Tenere 700. It has 103 horsepower and it rides very, very fast. It costs $13,099 US for the road version and $14,199 for the R version. It's about $3,100 and $4,200 more expensive than the Tenere 700. For philosophy of use, the KTM will allow you to have one bike that does it all. That is, it can ride on-road, canyons, commuting, long-distance travel, and off-road, and just the same way as the Tenere 700 does, which is why both bikes are excellent machines to own. For looks, the KTM looks fatter and than the Yamaha. It's also lower in height, except for the R version, which is slightly taller than the Tenere. The Tenere 700 does everything the KTM does, but at a lower price. So with the $3,100 to $4,200 price difference, you don't get the TFT screen, you don't get an exotic European machine, you don't get the upgraded suspension, and you won't be able to attack off-road bumps and terrains, Mad Max style or kamikaze style. But what you will get is a Japanese reliability, the most durable and reliable motorcycle engine in the world. That is the CP2 crossplane engine. And the Tenere is now lighter than the KTM, as it weighs 452 pounds and the KTM weighs 464 pounds. The Tenere has more dealership support in USA, as there are more Yamaha dealers than KTM. Not sure what Europe's situation is. There is conversation and talk that KTM may outsource production of KTMs from current Austria to possibly China in the future. So which motorcycle is the winner in the battle of mid-weight adventure motorcycles? Before I answer that question, I want to discuss the bonus content. If you take the Yamaha 700 out of the picture, I would select the Adventure R over the road version, as the $1,100 price difference justifies the better suspension and the overall better looks of the R version. The R version looks mean and more aggressive. I would get only the regular version if I can negotiate the MSRP and get a deal on the bike, as these bikes gets discounted more than the R, though it would have to be at least $2,000 to justify the price difference. Now, getting back to the question of Tenere versus KTM, who is the winner? Now, that depends on what you want and what you value in life. If you have lots of money, and money is no object, that is, you are filthy rich, and if you want all the latest technologies, and then get the KTM 890. If you're in the top 10 to 5% of income earners and you are super rich, get the KTM. But if you are a normal human that works hard for your money, and if you're not in the top 10 to 15% of income, and if you are concerned about reliability and durability, and if you don't need all the bells and whistles, then get the Tenere 700. You will not be unhappy. The Tenere 700 will do everything the KTM does, but at a more relaxed and slower pace. It won't be able to go mental on the off-road stuff and do crazy jumps like Evel Knievel, but It'll keep the pace slower in the long run and possibly make it a safer ride. Also, I would feel better about thrashing a $10,000 machine versus a $14,000 100 machine on the off-road stuff. And now, who is Ali and who is Foreman? Well, given the Tenere is lighter and a smarter buy financially, and the KTM is more brute and more powerful, it's easy to conclude who is Ali and who is Foreman. Let me know what you would buy and why, and also like and subscribe. I think both motorcycles are great bikes, and we have two great choices. In my next video, I will compare the Tenere 700 versus the Africa Twin, and you will get a notification once you subscribe. Let's ride out this pandemic on our motorcycles. This is SFR signing off.